The 10th element of compassion in business is the knowledge. The concept being, if you have the knowledge of something, you start appreciating and respecting it. In the context of organizations, knowledge is critical. And what we mean by knowledge is not necessarily degrees and university programs and going through the books, but we are speaking of exposure and the kind of exposure people have. When you're speaking of knowledge in an organizational context, there are three key things that you may like to reflect upon. Firstly, the kind of opportunities and learning and exposure that you're providing to your people when you're speaking of diversity. We've often seen people taking the team members out of their base country to another country for their annual sales conferences, spending an entire day inside the hotel room discussing numbers, spending a couple of days and then flying back to the base country. That is an amazing opportunity lost. Annual sales conferences, annual conferences being held outside of your base country is actually an opportunity to learn and discover about different ways of doing business, diversity, different approaches. It opens up people's minds and helps them discover through first-hand experience. That is what knowledge is. In a compassionate organization, people are given that opportunity to understand the differences that exist between countries, regions, and provinces. Moving forward, we also need to understand the kind of diversity that exists. Forget about different countries, regions, and provinces. At least let's look at the kind of diversity that exists in our own base country. How often do people get an opportunity to discover about different people in different regions within the same organizations? And most importantly, bringing it even down the funnel is the interdepartmental challenges that exist within organizations, where one department is clueless about what the needs of the other department is. And if you think about it, that's actually what causes lots of confusion and stress between departments and individuals in the organization. For example, when we're doing these training programs, we often ask individuals from different departments, what do you think the role of the other department is? No offense to anyone, but one of the most common ones that people love to hate is the finance department. For example, we'll ask the salespeople, what do you think finance department does all day? Immediate responses include stopping payments, not making payments on time, delaying reimbursement, number crunching, and enjoying a day in the office in the air-conditioned halls. Same question you ask to the finance people, what do you think salespeople do? The immediate response is social loafing, hanging around, having fun. Now you and I both know that's not really true. And this is probably said in a very, very casual, on a very light note. However, it denotes the kind of mindset that the organization has. When you're speaking of compassionate organization, they understand each other's challenges. One understands the kind of stress one department goes through, and this allows for better and improved relationship and thus a greater compassionate organization.